도시야.
All right. Hey, I just took your go-ahead, man.
You said all right for me this time because inevitably, like nearly every caster says all right at the beginning of a game.
It's true.
To avoid that. I've been trying to say, well, here we are on Calm Before the Storm. And up at the top right part of it in the blue, trying to win another game for Prime, get them to a 4-1 lead potentially in this series. It is Byun.Prime. And down in the lower right part of the map in the red, coming in for one last time to try to come back and win the series for NSHoSeo. It is GSL champion Jjakji.
Yes, it is. I can tell my math is failing me now because I actually looked at that and I was like, that adds up to an even number. Thus, it is my turn. Oh, well, no. I'm an idiot.
No. Oh, come on. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm slightly less good at math when I'm tired than I previously was.
Oh, man. I'm like so pumped right now. Like sleep is the farthest thing from my mind. Not just because of that nameless energy drink that I was sipping, but just because of just how excited I am, man.
Nameless energy drink always does the body good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, this is Calm Before the Storm, and already Jjakji bypassing a barracks. He is going to opt for his command center first, it appears. Already up to that 200 mid-roll mark. Byun putting down a barracks, walling off his fronts right away. Doesn't want his opponent to have any indication as to what he's going to be doing.
Yep. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. I'm really curious to see what Byun's going to do. Because like we talked about earlier, you never really know what to expect from him. Looks like it's going to be command center first from Jjakji, though. Not too surprising at all. He does like to be very economically aggressive, and this is the perfect map for it. He did pick this map as well, so he has a plan. He's not just kind of winging it.
Byun going to check the Xel'Naga Tower and see if anything pops out. Decides to go to the top left-hand corner first, so he will actually find his opponent last of all, and that could give Jjakji time to prepare. He is actually going gas first after that command center.
Well, there's a good chance he's going to be able to wall off here, and he's going to wall off before Byun gets there. He's going to make Byun burn a scan, potentially, to see what's going on in the main base. He's probably going to have to around the 6-minute mark if he doesn't get anything in there.
Right.
Just because you just can't sit and not know, for that long. You have to have some sort of information to base what you're doing off of.
And let's see here now, as Jjakji already starting that gas mining quite a bit. He's going to have 100 gas and, of course, enough resources for a factory as soon as that does come up. He's not morphed in any orbital commands quite yet, as his barracks isn't done, so he is going to need to expend the money on that first. And it's kind of odd because, you're used to seeing gas first and seeing how that works out with making the orbital commands, but not necessarily with that barracks coming up so much later. But it looks like it times out just about perfectly. Look at that. We're going to have 2 orbital commands, and he has 150, 100 left for a factory. Yeah,
if you go command center first like that, it always does time out nicely, so you can get both orbitals at the same time.
It's so clean.
Pretty common timing with that. Yep, it's kind of nice how the Terran buildings kind of work out like that, if you do things just right. Except for the barracks and the orbital now on 15 after the barracks nerf. But before that, it was perfect.
Oh, I know.
Oh, well, now you just get 16 SCVs instead.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Not the end of the world.
But no. All right, well, Byun's going to get a scout in eventually, but there's already a Marine. Oh, no, Marine! He's a little out of position, and he's not going to be able to deny the SCV, and he's going to be able to make his way in.
Yep. Sees everything. Wow, that is actually a lucky break for Byun getting that SCV in there.
Yeah, it is.
Going to kind of check things out, see how many gases there are.
Yeah, sees double.
He may, it doesn't get to the natural expansion, but he can kind of assume, I think, by seeing the lack of buildings in the main. He's like, well, it's probably not a proxy. So,
well,
kind of assume.
What? Though, I mean, he didn't scout up here where the buildings were made.
Oh, he didn't.
And
he didn't
seeing 2 gas and the barracks up at the front, he can assume maybe that there's an expansion. But since he didn't see an expansion, this would be Banshee time almost.
It could be. I mean, it depends. I mean, it kind of all depends on how he reads the situation. Now, he's obviously going for Banshees himself here.
Yeah.
But we might see him pump out a Viking instead first, just to kind of stay extra safe here. I could see that. It is going to be Banshees for both players anyway. In fact, it's going to be Cloaked Banshees for both players.
And there's Cloak and the Banshee right away now for Jjakji. He scans, sees what his opponent has to offer, and he is going to swap it onto the Tech Lab for now. Excuse me, Tech Lab for now.
I wonder if we're going to see a faster command center from Byun, actually. He's got a lot of minerals sitting around. It's either going to be that or some more barracks. And we'll have to see what he decides to put down.
Yeah, he does have a reactor at barracks, but he's not utilizing it right now. Just waiting on that for the time being, and he is going to put down that third.
Yeah, it is going to be a fast third command center. So both these guys going for that Cloaked Banshee build. Jjakji, though, is going to have a little bit stronger army to kind of follow this up with. And we'll have to see. Sometimes what you do is you poke with these Marines, try to kill off a couple of their army units just so your Banshees do that much more damage. Or conversely, you can go in there and try to do damage with the Banshees, then come in with your small ground force when their army is weaker and try to do damage that way as well. Looks like it is going to be Banshee first for Jjakji in this case. And Cloak should be getting done very, very soon. And it's like both these Banshees seeing each other there. It's
well, that's awkward now.
Oh, that's awkward too.
That's a good win for Jjakji.
That jerk Banshee pilot distracted the other one.
It did.
Long enough for the Marines to take it out.
Quite successful, and Cloak's just about to finish. Yep. There is a Viking coming up now for Byun.
He's just going after the command center, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like he saved up some scans as well.
Yep. Good thing to do. And there's a Viking. There's the Cloak.
Yes.
And where's the scan?
We're just waiting
Raven
for
on the way, actually.
Yeah, Byun moving back now to his base. So Cloak actually, did he cancel it? No, he kept it going, even though he's not producing any more Banshees for now. Oh, that's going to be a dead Banshee. No, the Marines actually firing once. Thought they would have had a second firing range there.
The Viking not firing either. A little bit of miscontrol there from Byun, and that does allow the Banshee to get away. Looks like Byun is planning on going mech. That would explain the Raven. And the fact is that later on in the game, he could use Banshees as well. So definitely okay for him to let that Cloak finish. So it is going to be mech versus Marine tank, it looks like here. Because, yeah, Jjakji making, well, Marines and tanks.
That's a pretty good indication
Stellar
of Marine
analysis.
tank. Yes, well done.
Yes.
Well done. Well, more barracks coming up now, so only just solidifying what we already know. 3 bases done for both players. This is actually quite a few barracks up for Jjakji. 6 barracks already at the 9-minute mark, so he's investing into his infrastructure.
Yep.
And, Banshee has to get away.
Yeah, so it doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
No.
A little bit more. That one has 4 kills, so a combined total of 4 kills so far for those 2 Banshees.
Yeah, so my math may be poor right now, but I believe 4 plus 0 is 4.
That's right. Looks like it might go up to 5 kills.
6 kills.
Oh, the Raven.
Yeah. Banshee's just a little bit too quick. Does move away. This Banshee's sitting over on top of the Hellions in the middle.
Just look at the supply right now. Jjakji is just so good at doing things like this type of harassment and macroing behind it as well. You can see other players just have a hard time keeping up.
And not just that, but that's 6 barracks that he's going to be able to produce off of as well. Byun just sitting on a couple of factories for now. Actually, just 1 producing factory for the time being.
That is also the thing. That's actually the reason why the supply is so different, is because Byun's going to jump up when he starts producing mech units. So forget everything I just said. That's the reason.
He's going to jump a little bit, but this is still a really good advantage that's been gained for Jjakji. And he is going to clean up the Banshee. Manages to sneak 2 kills, so.
Yep. And Jjakji keeping both of his Banshees alive, too, which is kind of nice. Lots of stuff being made by Jjakji at the moment, getting a lot of upgrades, getting that siege mode at about the same timing as Byun. Byun, though, I think he finished Blue Flame Hellion already. Yeah, he did. So that pre-igniter upgrade is done. It's going to help out quite a bit against the Marines. But remember last time we saw something similar to this, we saw the mech player not do a very good job of keeping their Hellions alive. And so they were never really able to quite take a big chunk out of that Marine part of the Marine tank force. You really need to do that if you're going to go toe-to-toe with Marine tank using mech.
Jjakji actually had the resources to put down quite a few upgrades at the same time. All 3 of the common barracks upgrades, as you can see.
Oh, look at that. He's making 4 Marauders at once, too. So he knows exactly what he's facing.
Yeah.
He's going to have that nice Marine Marauder tank composition here, too. Very good for engaging mech armies. Going for a quick 4th as well, it looks like. Now, what Byun's going to be kind of going for here is he's going to be trying to find a timing. Oh, that Hellion's like, hey guys, what's up? Byun's going to be trying to find a timing where he can move up to the center of the map, get control of that area, and then just try to lock Jjakji down on 3 bases. But Jjakji already expanding so rapidly that it doesn't look like Byun's going to be able to do that this game.
Well, we'll see what Jjakji moves into in just a second. He's going to take control of the Zelnaga Tower just with the Banshee, so be able to drive away that Hellion. Oh, in fact, Byun doesn't see that, loses the Hellion. What is he worried about? He's patrolling a few Hellions back and forth just to make sure no expansions pop up on the side of the map. But Jjakji, your macro is so good. 175 supply on 3 bases as a Terran player with a billion upgrades in 13 minutes?
Yeah,
What?
It's like the Zerg Terran or something.
What?
I don't know, man. Does Jakji have a nickname? He doesn't have a nickname yet.
I don't think so. How about just Awesome God, maybe?
The Master Terran. All right, here he comes. The Master Terran moving in with his Marine tank army. Will it be enough? No siege mode being used by Byun.
Finally has a couple of tanks on the high ground, but he has lost quite a bit. Jakji, you know, this entire couple of sets, he's been able to macro well, but his engagements honestly haven't been the best.
It was a little bit off. You know, I think TVT isn't quite as good for him as TVP and TVZ are, and you can see that right there. Byun not coming out too far behind in that regard. Only 20 supply down now at this point. And he kept a lot of his expensive mech units alive. He's got 1-1 on the way as well.
I got to admit, and I apologize, I actually missed this Banshee over on the right-hand side. Racked up another 7 kills as well.
Wow.
Taking a look at the workers' kill tab, 14 have gone down. It is 75 workers, or 77 workers to 79, so they're both basically even there, though.
It's a lot of worker production for these guys. They don't miss their FCVs, that's for sure.
No.
Oh, run, Hellions, run! Well, drive, Hellions, drive. I mean,
well,
really
soon, Heart of the Swarm.
That's
run,
true.
Hellions, run.
They can run soon.
Yes.
Battle Hellion upgrade. Oh yeah, that announcement is tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. The Blizzard announcement. Beta?
I hope it's beta. I honestly don't know. Like, people are like, "Oh, Doa, you probably know."
Everyone,
I don't know. I don't know, actually.
That's the funniest thing. I tend to have better insider information about players and movements than I do of what goes on at Blizzard, but everyone just naturally assumes I know everything that happens at Blizzard.
Yep, that's right.
All right, Hellions sneaking their way into the main. They're going to be able to, well, no, do nothing, apparently.
Die.
Yes. They're going to be able to run into a couple of Stimmed Marauders.
So we're at that about 150 supply or greater mark for our Mech Terran player here, and that's about the time you want to start to push out across the map. Unfortunately for Byun, Jakji's got a nice force kind of sitting there here, but we'll have to see if he can break it. Looks like the move out is happening now. Sees that force, and Jakji, yeah, I think the best answer would be to turn around here at this point. Although Byun doesn't have 1-1 yet, so that could be a situation where Jakji might decide to stick around. He's thinking about it.
Yeah. One tank decides he really wants to engage, gets out a little bit too far, but okay, taking a look around now, Jakji pulling a few SCVs so we can go ahead and repair behind this. He is sitting on 4 orbital commands, so it's not necessary to have 79 SCVs sitting around, especially off of his unit composition. Oh, he missed the time of landing the command center, now moving back as he is taking an additional 2 bases.
Look at that. That is how you want to play against mech. You just have to be very, very greedy. But the thing is, I should take that back. It's not quite greedy as it is aggressively economic. And here we go again. Byun.Prime, he's got a lot of tanks. He's got the 1-1 upgrades. Hellions buffering like they should for the damage. They have to pull back here.
Very nice. And Jakji is pushed back a little bit. It gives Byun a little bit of breathing room as he tries to take a base over on the left-hand side of the map. He's building himself 3 command centers as well. So
textbook light contain break by Byun. Very well executed there. Getting those Hellions up just enough to buffer, just enough damage again. Not losing any more than he absolutely have to. Now the supplies are even. Oh, here we go. Jakji thinking about going for it. Taking some decent damage on those bioforces, though.
Yeah, moves back for now. Taking a look around. He's got a nice sensor tower, though. It perfectly shows what his opponent is doing. And Byun just slowly pushing forward, allowing his tanks to leapfrog and siege up.
Yep. Well, I mean, we see what's kind of happening here. Jakji wants Byun's Hellions to come up ahead so he can take them out and not worry about the tanks. Byun wants Jakji's army to run into the tank fire here. And are we going to have the siege up? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And again, just those Hellions doing such a good job buffering. There was a lot of tanks anyway, so Jakji does need to pull back here.
And taking a look around now, Jakji's infrastructure is still quite good, but I was about to say hasn't added a lot to it. Never mind, building 7 barracks on the left-hand side. Pushes forward. We are once again have Byun pushing Jakji back slowly but surely, and Jakji is going to retreat home. Both players are now maxed. Of course, Byun is unfortunately a little bit gas-starved at the moment, but both players banking resources.
Yeah, when you play mech, you're always gas is always a premium here. He's actually killing units to make room for Thors at the moment.
Yeah. That's
what we're seeing here. And he does have 2 Thors on the way. 2-2 for mech, almost finished here. And there is a fusion core on the way for Jakji, going bio into battlecruiser. Actually is fairly common in this matchup when it gets to this point. And if he can make that transition smoothly, which it looks like he may have the economy to do so, he can catch Byun maybe a little bit off timing with those battlecruisers.
And there's the stim. He's going to pick off a couple of units. Ooh. Gets himself 1 Viking. Almost got a couple more. Those were pretty low. At the same time, Byun's going to push his way through the bottom right-hand portion of the map. However, he did split up his forces just a little bit. We'll see how Jakji wants to respond. His supply depot farm going to come under fire now.
Yep. Yeah, Byun is doing exactly what you need to do. Take this part of the map, try to contain your opponent. hardcore, but as we can see, it's a little bit late. Jjakji delaying it enough that he was able to start those expands, and that is a big doom drop from Jjakji.
He's got to watch out.
This can do a lot of damage if he doesn't lose it all to turrets.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
and he
very
doesn't.
good snap.
Just getting out of there. All the units are inside of Byun's base, but Byun's pushing pretty hard himself. Jjakji losing his third. The siege tank's running unchecked. Forces are being brought back now for Byun, but these Marauders with the Medivacs are so strong.
You know, though, there are a lot of siege tanks there. There's a Thor as well. I don't know if Jjakji has enough. He may have just actually traded quite a bit here, and not in a good way. Well, actually, never mind. I'm looking at the supply now.
Yeah.
All right, so things aren't going quite as well at Jjakji's base as I thought they would. Byun apparently losing a lot of units there.
Well, here's actually a big part of it is that look at the gas right now for Byun. Look at his income rate on that. It's nothing. And so because he has no income rate, he can't reproduce any mech units. So,
I guess
actually, Jjakji had a lot of his forces cleaned up, but my God, he can just make so many bio units at a time.
I really expected Byun to do a lot more damage at Jjakji's main base than that. It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Jjakji won this game. It is over. You can't come back from this position, unfortunately, if you're Byun.Prime. He's got a lot of tanks, but unless Jjakji literally like runs in front of the tanks and hits hold position and then dances his Marauders until they die, unless he does that, I don't think he's going to lose this game.
I think he should. I think it's a wise decision. And just out of the planetary fortress range, but that force is now revealed and is going to go down in a bit.
Well, what happens when one Banshee shows up at this point?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Oh, God, so much devastation inside of Byun's base. He does have the 2-2 upgrades done, so he was able to go through a bunch of these structures really quickly.
Very true.
Oh, actually landing his Vikings in addition to the bio units making their way up. He can afford to waste that supply.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't need that air advantage anymore. There's not going to be any Vikings coming out from Byun.Prime. Doesn't even really lose a lot. It is now 167 supply for Jjakji to just 81 for Byun.Prime. Things not looking very good at all for our blue Terran player. Jjakji may be starting the comeback yet again.
This is kind of what Jjakji does. So
indeed what he does.
And it looks like he will be able to take this 3-2 soon.
We'll see.
I got to say, though, an impressive performance from Byun, though. He did take 2 wins in a row and through some early timing attacks, but still with very, very effective control.
Well, you know, he did have a bit to prove after taking some time off from competitive StarCraft 2. It's good to see him still in form here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's tough to be in form enough to beat Jjakji, and I think that's what we're going to see. A lot of Thors here, but that's just so many Marauders.
Oh, my God. Wow, yeah. Doesn't even matter if those units would be down to the low ground. Oh, he could just pull away, though. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to risk them. He can take out the factories. He can take out the orbital commands. There's not much threatening him right now. Over 100 supply advantage. This Viking cleaning up mules. It's a sad sight.
3 battlecruisers on the way as well for Jjakji, and as you can see, no Vikings, no any sort of anti-air really coming out for Byun. So those battlecruisers, if it gets to the point where they come out, are just going to absolutely dominate.
Yep. And I think he won't even need those to continue absolutely dominating. He has already proven himself in this game.
It's quite possible. I mean, here's the thing. That battlecruiser switch is so good. If you could do that at early damage, get them to the point where they're trying to reproduce their mech units and can't spare the money for Vikings, battlecruisers hit, that is game over. Some Blue Flame Hellions coming to the bottom and trying to kill some SCVs, but we're going to watch this instead. Marauders being dropped on the high ground. Looks like this might be it.
Yeah, cleans up a lot of tank shots. The Thors are falling very quickly. 1, 2, 3 go down. That's it. GG. Byun is out, and Jjakji has taken a game back now for NSHoSeo. It is 3-2 in favor of Prime.